This contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first from Joliet, Illinois, weighing 210 pounds, Robert Anthony.
Robert Anthony back here on AEW Dark in singles competition. You see him wearing that shirt in support of the family of Danny Havoc, who tragically passed away May 31st of this year.
And his opponent from Seattle, Washington, weighing 173 pounds, Darby Allin.
Well, Taz, Darby Allin made his surprise return to AEW last week on Dynamite, and it seemed like he
can stare at me all he wants, because I'll tell you what, I'll be on Dynamite tomorrow night, and I got something to say. You're going to hear from me. Okay, and I'll tell you what, I'll explain everything what I got to explain. That'll be on Dynamite tomorrow night. But this Darby Allin, him sticking his nose in Brian Cage's business is one of the stupidest ass things that kid ever did. I tried to help Darby Allin ways back, and he didn't want my assistance. He didn't want my help. You can stare at me all you want, dude. It's all good, because you're going to have to deal with the machine. I'm trying to be professional out here. Why do you got to act?
Look at him. He's down in the corner. He's still staring at you, man.
You better worry about Robert Anthony. You come in and attack my guy after I had to do what I had to do.
Pay attention!
Well, he's getting a shot at the AEW Championship. He's going to stare at me, give me the stink eye? Screw Darby Allin. I'm glad he just got kicked in his face.
This isn't a joke. This isn't a joke. Get up! This isn't a joke. Fight me. Fight me. Fight me! Fight me!
Well, it's disrespectful to ignore your opponent. He's staring at a commentator. I'm just an innocent commentator. I'm minding my business here. That's pretty quick. That's quick stuff, I have to say.
Using his speed. Big right hand, shoulder to the midsection. And now, oh, look at that! Yoshitonic, 1, 2, no!
And I will call this match as a color analyst like a professional. You know that about me. I'm not the type of person to be unfair and be biased. I'm not like that. You know that, Excalibur.
Yes.
I'm not like that. Not always, anyway. But you know what I mean? So, look, it's just Darby Allin, obviously extremely impressive athlete. He's taking a guy who's bigger than him, who's got more experience than him, and he's throwing him around the ring like he's a toy in Robert Anthony.
Oh, Darby just driving his body into the chest of Robert Anthony. And we have to remember, it was back at Double or Nothing in that casino ladder match where Brian Cage put Darby Allin out of action for over a month. And Taz, I mean, that's exactly why he's coming back at you and coming back at Cage.
Well, he better worry about the machine, Brian Cage, and he better worry about other stuff. Right now, he better worry about Robert Anthony because he's getting his ass handed to him by Anthony.
Keep it in the ring, let's go!
And now, Darby draped over the top turnbuckle and suplexing him onto the floor.
Keep in mind, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, interrupt while you're speaking. I don't remember the time, but I'm not going to hold you to the time, but did not my man Brian Cage go right through Robert Anthony right here on Dark, like right through him? Right?
He did. He made short work of Robert Anthony, whereas AEW World Champion John Moxley took a little bit. Oh my God!
Wow.
Darby's thrown face first into that steel ring frame. Robert Anthony.
Do you see me now?
Is done being disrespected by Darby Allin. I mean, Taz, I don't agree with Darby's tactic. I mean, he had his eyes locked on you, but he has a competitor, a very capable competitor in the ring, and he's completely ignored him. But now,
well, that's the problem, in my opinion, with Darby, that the lack of focus. You know, sometimes he's got all the athleticism in the world, he's all the talent in the world. He's about to get hooked here, probably in the Romero special. He's in a lot of trouble right here if he gets hooked with this thing here, dude.
Look at Anthony using that leg strength. Oh, wow. Just taking Darby Allin
very impressive
up and down, putting so much pressure on those knees, those tendons, and then driving his face to the canvas. Hook at the far leg. 1, 2, no.
See the tenacity right there of Anthony. It's good stuff just to stay on Darby Allin. You have to do that. Darby Allin has a ton of resiliency. He can take a lot of pain. I know that. I'll take nothing off of the guy. I know that. I know how, with his skateboard background and the level of a skateboarder he is, those guys take a lot of spills and falls as they're coming up as skateboarders. This guy's used to getting hurt. He doesn't mind pain. I'll tell you what, he crossed paths with people I'm involved with. He's going to get nothing but pain. I promise you that.
Robert Anthony still shouting at Darby Allin, still frustrated by the lack of respect by Darby. Oh, drop toe hold. Oh, look at that!
Well, it's a good way to go to that armbar, that drop toe hold.
Grabbing the Wakakatame, but Anthony using his length to make it over to the rope to force the break. But Darby hanging on to the last possible moment there.
He had the Wakakatame down lower, right? He didn't have it as high up, which is a different, kind of a version of a wrist lock per se, where you hip into the guy's hip. So it's different, but it's well done.
Oh, Darby hanging on to that. Oh, now bringing him back in the center. And he's working on the fingers. Oh, just wrenching the fingers apart.
Dislocate Anthony's fingers for sure. Gonna snap his wrist right there.
And look at that, he locks it off. He's got the pressure on the elbow. You see Darby's bicep on the elbow of Robert Anthony as Anthony crawling, trying to make his way to the rope.
Well, I will give the credit here to Darby Allin. He's putting joint locks on Anthony's arm that are very impressive. Wrist locks on that are very impressive. It's done well and done properly.
And Taz, I don't mean to provoke you, but I would say
I'm not going to be provoked. I'm calm. Go ahead, speak, sir. Speak.
This is reminiscent of how Jon Moxley was able to defeat Brian Cage in that AEW World Championship match. Darby concentrating on the arm of Robert Anthony.
Well, thanks for bringing that up, Excalibur. I mean, what's the need of saying that? For what? Just to aggravate? I mean, why? Why?
Oh! Darby sent over the ropes and to the outside. I bring it up just to draw some comparisons to Moxley and Darby and their plans of attack.
Okay, I understand that. And I'll explain what happened and why I did what I did. And I'll do that on Dynamite tomorrow night. Okay? I threw the towel in. Hello, obvious. We all know that. Okay, I'll explain why and what that's about. That's confusing?
No, it's not at all. I mean,
you had your hand up. I thought you looked like you had a hand confusing motion.
Oh!
Like this.
Darby driving Anthony's shoulder into that turnbuckle, and Darby going up
you never know what he's gonna
to
do.
the top.
It was a coffin drop. Yep.
Coffin drop to Robert Anthony standing on the apron.
Total fearless, reckless, and I have no problem with Darby Allin being that way. Hence why I wanted to work with him. Look at this coffin drop while his opponent's on the apron. Definitely just throws caution to win, fearless, and that's what I actually like about Darby Allin, and I wanted to help him with and collaborate and fix some of that stuff to work with some basic traditional stuff along with his crazy, wild, young, exuberant style. But no, what does he do? He basically spits in my face.
Frank Gastineau, the referee, at 8 right now.
No relation to Mark.
9, but no! Robert Anthony beats the count. Darby comes in, goes over the top, hits the stunner. And now Darby Allin headed up to the top. Coffin drop by Darby Allin. Cover 1, 2, 3.
The winner of this match, Darby Allin.
Well, it definitely wasn't easy for Darby Allin. Okay, great. You got yourself a win. You're back. You interrupt what Brian Cage was about to tear the head off of Jon Moxley last week on Dynamite, and you interrupt. That's great, Darby. That's great. Now, tomorrow night, we'll do what we got to do. And maybe even sooner than tomorrow night, we'll do what we got to do. Let's just put it that way. I don't know if you know what that means. Probably not, right?
Well,
there's your answer. There's your answer. That's the machine, Brian Cage, the FTW champion.
Just drags Darby out of the ring, and oh my God, suplexing him over the top rope.
Just how impressive is the machine, Brian Cage? And you see his left arm has some bandage work on it. Yeah, Moxley caused some... What is this, Anthony crazy?
Oh, look, Ricky's...
What
is...
Yes!
What is that? Oh my God!
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Ricky Starks, powerbomb by Cage. A second one.
Go ahead, Darby. You like pain?
And now... Would you look at that, Ricky Starks and Brian Cage?
That's called business right there. That's called good business.
Taz, what have you done?
Well, you're going to find out, my friend, tomorrow night on Dynamite. The world's going to find out what I have done, what Brian Cage has done, what Ricky Starks is about to do. We're just getting warmed up, son. I promise you that. We are just getting warmed up. There's your FTW champion right there.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! Making a statement here! Can you believe this?
That's right, JR. Now kids big and small can relive their favorite AEW moments at home with the brand new Unrivaled collection by Jazzware.
The Judas Effect. The Crossroads.
Super Kick Party!
The Trigger!
AEW Unrivaled this August.